Hello, what is going on, good people of the tube? Mark here, and I thought I would actually do another tutorial walkthrough, seeing as the others are actually becoming pretty successful. I like that. I like seeing that you guys like it. So what we're going to be working with today, I'm going to try and get into this a little bit quicker because yeah, I don't think you guys want to be watching 30-minute videos. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't. The positive feedback shows that you did though, but I'm pretty sure I can kind of shorten it down to the best of my abilities. But okay, so right now we're going to be working with an outro image. So that's going to be, you know, the infamous, you know, two videos at the end, two previous videos at the end. You can have a previous video, a random video, you know, anything you want. So I'm going to be using an example from mine. I'm gonna make my own, not my own, but you know, a little preview of how you can make one as well. And I'm also gonna have a download link in the description when this is finished, so you can go ahead and download that and use it for yourself and change the text around to however you want. So right here, I'm gonna make a new document. Right. Generally, what we're looking for is a 16 by 9. That's you know, it's widescreen, and right now our pixels are set at 1920 by 1080. So that's 1080p. It's high quality right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open this new document. Okay, here we go. Now I already have my color selected down here. I got a red and I got a black. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to our background layer right here, and we are going to right click, layer from background, and there, it's its own layer. It's not locked anymore. This basically gives us more more breathing room, more time to you know, think. Maybe we can go in here and maybe go into the blending options and kind of change stuff up if you wanted. So you can add inner shadows and stuff like that, just little things if you know you're into that stuff. And so I'm gonna take this off, and right now, see, we can always go back to that later. So now what I want to do is I want to add this red to my background. So what we want to do is we want to hit Alt and then back. There we go. Alt back to select our foreground color and our two color panel brackets right here to the bottom left. And now what we want to do is time to get a little creative and start right into some text. So like I said, I'm going to be using my name, my channel as an example. So let me see, I have two, okay, Raleigh, Rock, and Orator STD. And that's the name of the font. Don't ask me. So I'm going to be using, okay, Marc Dtwo, right? And then we're going to come in here, turn it about like that. So let me see, what was the name? Raleigh, Rock, or something like that. Okay, where are you at? There we go. Yeah, this one was pretty cool when I was testing them out earlier. I was trying to get a feel of what I wanted to do, because the freestyles are okay, but you know, I kind of like to have a sense of where I'm going. So yeah, we're gonna use this right here as our start off. See, Marc Dtwo right here. And now, let's see, move this up just a little bit. So this is our outro image. It's gonna be like displaying, you know, just the top name right there, Marc Dtwo, and your name. And let me see, now at the bottom of this, we're gonna create just a little something to maybe possibly catch people's attention. You could write something like, you know, check out our previous videos. So let's see, select all of this. I think I used Orator. Here we go. Yes. Okay. So let's shrink this down a bit. Try and get like right under there, just enough to where people can see. There we go. Check out our previous videos. or if you're on your own, of course, like most, check out my previous videos. And let's see. So now that we have the text in there, what we could do is possibly, you could spruce your name up a little bit. So there's a ton of brushes out there that you can get. The ones that I'm going to be using right now are kind of grungy, and they're going to complement this text area right here. Especially my name. So let me see, where are they at? This is just going to add a nice little clean effect, nothing too crazy. If I can find them here, where are you suckers at? They're down here somewhere. I think they're hiding. Okay, here we go. Alright, so I have these right here, I think. Okay. You just kind of just mix and match them in there a little bit. Let's see. No, that's not it. That wasn't the one I was using earlier. Where are you at? Where the heck are you at, man? Okay, yeah. I think there were these. Let's go with this one. Alright. Now we could just kind of... Oh, wait. Get the same color. Alright, there we go. Just kind of add little splashes and dabs in there and stuff like that. Kind of at the ends, and just... you can really make it, stand out and stuff like that. So, just add them in like random places. Kind of out here a little bit. Out there. So this is just a grunge brush. Basically it's just like a paint splatter or something. There's tons of paint splatter brushes out there. Just type in paintbrush. What is it? What's the abbreviation for the brushes in here? It's like ABR, I think, something like that. So just type in paint splatter ABR, and you should get a ton of hits on just random other brush splashes and stuff like that. And so I have a lot in here I haven't really used yet, but let me see. Go back up here and just kind of mess around a little bit more with some more stuff. So maybe you can add something, a little different. Maybe like that. You can zoom back out and see how it looks. Just a little different, just something kind of there. And now maybe you want to create something to just showcase your name a little bit better. So what we want to do is, so this is our layer right there. Like I said, the brushes and everything like this is optional. You could select that if you want. And I'm gonna delete this for right now because I think it does look a little cleaner on its own. I might be able to find one because there was one that I was working with earlier, and it actually looked really nice. I just can't find which one it was. If I can't, that is such a bummer. Maybe you have some of these right here. These are pretty nice. Oh. Okay. So you can add, just a little something like this. Give it a few there. Oh crap, oops, it's not in a separate layer. I put it on the background itself. My fault. Noob. Noob move. Okay, so you just want to add, just a little something like that. Give it a few clicks. Maybe you want to dupe that layer. Control transform and flip it horizontally and change it to the other side. See, something like that. Alright, now what we want to do is maybe create something to kind of seamlessly go over this and just showcase the name and the previous episode section as well. So we could try that out real quick. See how it looks. Alright, so I'm gonna click on my background here, and I'm gonna create another layer right on top of that. Sorry guys, I'm a little sleepy, I'm a little tired, but I wanted to do this. I was actually in the mood. I don't know why I'm tired, but I feel like doing tutorials. Maybe it's just in my nature. I don't know. So we're gonna make that white, and we're gonna start at the corner. I'm gonna start at the corner here and see where this goes. So maybe do a little something like this. Gonna make one right here, going up, and connect it back over there. So we're gonna rasterize that, alright, and duplicate it. Alright, you know how to duplicate it, right? You just hold Control Alt and then drag whichever layer you want to duplicate, you know, in any direction you want with the mouse, with the left mouse. Right? So now we're gonna flip that horizontally. Just match it up. Just match it up. That's all I'm gonna do. Alright, see, something like that. Okay. And actually, I think I'm gonna lower the size of these because it's kind of proportioned a bit. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Something like that, you know? So now we're gonna go to this shape that we just made. We're gonna right click, go into our blending options. Let's make it a nice little gradient. Mostly white, so it's gonna be like a chromish look to it. About like that or so. That looks nice. Yeah. And if you really want to get a little more creative, you can add a drop shadow on here. You can make the distance. Let's see. Make the distance at 0, and put the angle probably about, let's see, 90. About 90%. I'm gonna type this in because this wheel thing's gonna give me problems. And let's add the size up a little bit. Nah, not too crazy. We just want like a subtle shadow. See, something like that would look nice. Press OK. So this is gonna be basically like, you know, just a little top header, just kind of something to catch people's attention. You know, at the end. They'd be like, whoa, what the hell is this? Check out our previous videos. What are the previous videos are you talking about? Ah, I see. So, let's lower that a little bit. Check out my previous videos. And then you can create, maybe you can make like a little arrow, if you're into that thing. If you like making arrows. So, let me see. Actually, let's create our boxes now. Actually, you know what? I want to see if I can put some kind of texture on our red part right here. So I have a bunch of textures and stuff like that in here, and it's pretty epic. I got these from a lot of other YouTubers that put packs together, and thank God for those people that did. You guys are very nice, and you made it very convenient for a lot of other people. A lot of these are stock, free stock photos, so that is good. So we don't have to worry about royalties and copyright stuff like that, and so we're good. So let me see. EE's huge pack GFX. I don't know. But I'm gonna go in here, and let's see. We got a texture right here. I like this one. This one's one of my favorites. Okay, so let's bring this in here. Maybe I could just steal the texture of it. Okay, I have to stretch it out just a little bit, but it won't do too much. So we're gonna bring that right above there, and maybe you could put a screen on there. We still got that texture in the background, or a color dodge, or a linear dodge, or an overlay, soft light, hard light. Hard light looks pretty cool. It's like different. Vivid light, pin light. And you guys could just keep messing around with this. I'm probably gonna stick to, let me see. Probably gonna stick to color dodge. I like color dodge. It's like very subtle. It's not too crazy, but you can still see a little glimpse of texture in the back right there. Alright, so now what we want to do is, let me see. I think I'm gonna go back to that texture again a little bit, but I want to try something out first. So now we're gonna create little sections for our video panels. Okay, so we're gonna go to our pen tool and just make some kind of weird shape to showcase it, you know. So it could be something like, you know, let me see, kind of go over here, just make it different, you know what I mean? It's kind of, I mean, however way you want to make this, it's entirely up to you. This is just a little showcase of what I would probably try and attempt. So it'd be kind of like, let's see, move this back a little bit over here, move this down, move a little more down, create like an angle, and maybe bring this up. Okay, then connect. There we go. So maybe something like that. We can put our videos inside, and let's drop this down just a little bit, just enough. Okay, so now let me see. Now I want to bring in another texture. I was going to use the same one, but I think I want to kind of switch it up a bit. So maybe you can, let's see. Oh, this looks pretty cool. I'm going to kind of see if I could darken this a bit, though. Go into our levels here. Kind of switch it up. Let's see. Take away some of the darkness, some of the lightness. Okay, that looks cool. Okay, so we're going to combine that, and then we're going to drag it on over here. Okay, so now I kind of want this texture to be within this box. So how am I going to get this shape right here with that texture in there without all this extra craziness going all around it? I have the answer. So what you want to do is, for the shape that we just made, you want to select this, okay? So you're going to hold down Control, and you're going to click the little blank canvas area right here that's selected. Don't click shape 1. Don't click anything on there, but just click that little blank canvas, and it's going to select it. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to bring back up your texture, and if you want, you could let me see. If you want, you can actually dub this down a little bit more, so it'll be a little bit more cleaner on there. See, I still got quite a bit, so let me see. About right there is good. Let's bring the opacity back up so we could see. So like I said, if you want to select that shape tool, that shape that we just created a little bit ago, you hit Control and then hit the little canvas piece right here, right next to the little eyeball to the right. Bam, just like that. And then we're going to hit Control Shift I, and that's going to create an inversion. Okay? Because if we just kept it like the regular selection, all that would do is delete whatever is inside, and we don't want to do that. We want to delete what is outside right now. So that's all the surrounding area right there. So like I said, go back to our shape, hit Control Shift I to invert. Okay, then we click back to the texture. Okay, once we click back to the texture, and you made sure that everything's inverted, you want to select delete, and that should get rid of all the other craziness going around. Okay, and you can delete that shape tool now because it's going to be like a white edge, so we don't need that. So now, try and get this a little more seamless on this right here. We're gonna maybe create like a little drop shadow, and maybe create the distance 0 and just make it like an overall shadow. See, something like that. Oh, I see stuff. I see stuff over here. Let me get rid of this. Alright. Okay. That's bound to happen here and there. It's okay. Hold on, folks. There it is. There you are. Sneaky bastard. Okay. So now that that's out of the way. Okay, so we have that. And then now, maybe give it like a little inner shadow. So it doesn't look so, you know, just plain square. So maybe you could leave, you can put the distance all the way back at 0 and kind of put the choke up and the size just a wee bit if you want, and see how it's kind of rounding out a little bit more. You could add some more size if you want, and a little bit, maybe a little bit more opacity, but it's up to you. It's up to you. You just gotta mess around with this stuff, and I'd probably leave mine like that. And now you can do this. You're gonna maybe create like another bracket, rectangle. So this is a 16 by 9, right? Most of your videos are gonna be 16 by 9. So all you gotta do is just create like another one, just to get the dimensions of stuff. 16 by 9. Okay. And like a dark, like a blackish. Okay. Maybe come in here. Drag it in there, and then transform this, bring it down about like that. So this is going to be like an inner part right here. Okay. This is where your video is going to go. And create another drop shadow here. Spread up. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, so just got that centered in there. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. So now, another thing we want to do is maybe, I mean, if you want to do this, it's up to you. But we can create like a little play icon, you know, like a little play button or something. So what we want to do is create another shape, and we're going to create an oval. Oval shape, probably darker than the shade that's on there right now, but I don't think it really matters because you're going to have a sample picture in there, and this is just going to kind of overlay it a little bit. So I have this shape right here that I'm creating. Just get a nice little oval in there. Let me drag it over here so you can see it a little better. There we go. That looks great. Okay, so we're going to rasterize this because I want to bring it into the blending options. So once we're in blending options, I'm just going to create like a very small gradient, nothing too crazy. I'm going to drop, it's going to be the basic black and white gradient. That's all we're going to need. But I'm going to drop the white down to black. Just kind of give it a little shininess up top. Maybe a drop shadow. Something like, let's see. Something like that would be okay. And then once we have that, okay, I'm gonna go back there again. I'm gonna add a stroke. To this. Maybe a gradient stroke. And then turn on dither. And then we're gonna go to this. And we drop it down just a little bit. Just a little bit to give it some effect. Or would it look nice with a little red in there? Nah, I can't even tell. Bring it back to white. Okay, there we go. Bring it back to white and drop the opacity down just a little bit. There we go. So you get kind of like a little glossy effect. And so now, let's see. A bevel doesn't look too bad. Like a minimal bevel. If you wanted, I'm gonna keep mine at 1 in the size. At 2. Maybe we can turn our contour different. Let's see. See if anything looks good. This one doesn't look too bad right here. I'm digging this one right here. I'm gonna go with this. Let me see. Okay. So we're gonna select OK on that. And now what we want to do is, since we have the same color of the background right here, I'm just gonna create a little, you know, triangle play button. doesn't have to be too crazy accurate as long as it's, you know, straight. And just kind of bring that out a little bit. Okay. Straighten that up just a little. That was a little too straight, Mark. Okay, something like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring this, and the blending option is going to create a little gradient on this too. So, maybe like that. Get this red in there. A little highlight. See, something like that. That looks nice. And if you want it, I don't really think you have to, but you can put a drop shadow on here too. You can put the distance at 0 and leave the size at 5 and just kind of mess with the opacity. Depends on you though. So now we're going to take this and this and let me see. I don't know. I would. I'm going to keep these separate. I'm not going to combine them. So what we want to do is when we want to move both of them, you're going to select the layers that you want to combine or have together, and we're going to hold down Control and select that layer too. So we're going to bring it over here, right in the middle. Like I said, as a little play button or something. And yeah, have it just like that. Okay. So now what we can do is we can kind of just duplicate. We can duplicate all of this. So let me see. I can create a folder right here and move it in there. So everything that we just made is all right there in this group. So all you got to do now is duplicate this group. Right. Control T to transform. Flip horizontal. Double click. And just kind of bring it on out this way. So you could even bring it in closer if you want. Let me see. Which wouldn't be a bad idea. Kind of looks like some eyes. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna flip this. Okay. Well, I need a drink. I'm gonna get a quick little drink real quick. Oh, that's good. Okay, so now we're going to go into our type tool. And depending on what you want to put in here, actually I'm going to drop these down just a little bit. Okay. You can put, let me see, previous video. Actually, before this, I want to do something real quick. Maybe you want to create some arrows leading down, you know, where it says your name, Marc Dtwo. Check out my previous videos. You can have like some arrows kind of coming out and just looping back around. We're gonna make some of those real quick. Maybe with the same silverish color up here. So I'm gonna start out with a white. And then all we want to do is we want to go under this layer, right? So just start out right here, maybe. Just kind of loop it over like this. Kind of. Let me see. Okay. Maybe one right there. Just kind of pointing down to it, you know? Or towards it. Let me see. You know what I mean? There we go. Just kind of moving towards the middle there. Oops, hold on. Something went wrong over here. Oh geez, this pencil's been giving me some problems. See, it does that sometimes. I'm gonna have to redo this all over again. Okay. So we're gonna start out right here, behind the header right here. I'm gonna go loop around. Hopefully I don't mess up this time. Loop around. I'm gonna go over here. Just kinda. Just get a nice arrow pointing down in this general direction. Alright. Like that. And now I'm going to create a little gradient for this. Like a silver. Keep it silver. Silverish look. I like that. Like I said, you guys can go ahead and mess around with the arrows and stuff like that. This is just kind of like a quick little example. If you wanted to do that, you can. Just kind of point and showcase everything out a bit. Lower the opacity on this drop. Okay, we'll change the distance out a little bit. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, I wish I'm gonna add a little gradient over here towards the white, like behind the white, but a little bit darker, so it kind of blends in with that area. A little more. Okay. Like that. Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna duplicate it. Just bring it on over. Just bring it on over here to this side. Okay, so now we got, we got a little retro thing going on here. It looks pretty good. So now, what's next? Now what's next? If you wanted, let's see. Actually, I'm gonna move these arrows up a little bit. About like, how about like that? Something like that. Okay, so now we got room for our text again. It could be like, let's see, previous video, like a literal, literally the previous video before this one came out, and some kind of, you can use catchy font if you want. Revolution's pretty good. Kind of make it stand out a little bit. Previous video. You need to put it right up here. You can kind of tilt it and have it kind of angling out as the same. Here we go. See, so we got previous video. You can make these stand out too, so we might want to add like maybe like a light, like a yellowish type fill. Let me see. Let's see if I'm thinking about this correctly, it could come out good. Okay, like that. Take away the white and add this a little bit. Yeah, something like that right there. So I'm gonna add a drop shadow. Add some spread, a little bit size. Drop the opacity. Something like that. Previous video. And then horizontally flip that so it's at the same angle on the other side. Alright. And then flip vertical. And then what the? Okay, I guess I have to do this manually. It's okay. It's real quick. Alright, it's previous video and then maybe random video. Who doesn't like a random video? YouTube's full of them. Okay, so now we're gonna line this up a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. a little something something right there, and then maybe you could just come down here to the bottom and just, you know,